I've always been a perfect planner, like obsessively. If I go on a date with my crush, I'm the guy that I would choose the restaurant and choose which movie I'm going to watch with my crush. If I go travel with my friends, I'm that kind of guy that will put all the information in the Excel, make the daily schedule, put the Google Map location, just to be perfect. If I know that I have to give a speech free again, in front of the class, I will think of the topic and practice 1 week ago.
I love that!
I do that because I know that I'm not perfect, but I want to make everything perfect. If you know MBTI, this is a personality test.
Yeah.
I'm a so-called ENFJ. The word J stands for you are a kind of person that loves planning, organized. So that's me. For more information, I will even make my career timeline just to track myself. However, just 2 days ago, I was really upset and lost after a phone call. Just on Monday, I received a phone call that I lost a golden opportunity job that's in Hong Kong because I got rejected. It's ruined all my plan. At that moment, I was just thinking, this is not the original plan that I'm thinking for. Maybe we all felt same too, in work, at school, or in love. We all live in a world that's forcing us to be perfect. Unfortunately, we are all imperfect. Through rejection, mistake, or failures, it hurts. But what if I tell you, imperfection is the only path that we grow. This speech isn't just based on feeling. It's based on my own experience and psychological research. I believe that imperfection is not a flaw, but it's a foundation to become successful. That's why today I would like to talk to you about the imperfection, the sustainability of imperfection, and to support the idea, I will start by how society obsession with perfection become a problem, how it affects our mental health and self-growth, and what can we do to change it. Because at the end of the day, imperfection is the only way we grow. Let's talk about the problem. Our current obsession with perfection has become a serious problem in our society, especially we treat ourselves and others. As a former teacher, I have seen countless of time. I have some students that they improve from C+ to B+, which is really good. But you know, in Asia, we don't accept B+. We accept A. When I talk to their parents, the tiger mom, the Asian tiger mom said, "Hey Jason, why just B+? Why not A? You didn't work hard enough." They don't appreciate and praising their effort and improvement, but they're ruining their confidence. But that does happen in academic. It's also happened in our daily life through social media. And I am the victim too. 2 years ago, I start my gym journey, and I watch so many gym influencer videos. They have the perfect six-pack. And I start my gym every day. And every day after my gym, I look at the mirror. Of course, no six-packs. And all I see, I didn't see progress. All I see is imperfection. And it's made me anxious and almost give up my gym journey. Psychologists call this perfection paradox, which means that the more we chase for perfect, the more we feel anxious and dissatisfied. According to Dr. Paul, a leading expert in perfectionism, tells us that perfectionism isn't a motivator, isn't a healthy motivator, but a form of self-criticism that's tied to depression and self-doubt. I know that some people will argue that high standard push up growth, but this is partly true. Because there's a difference between growth and pressure.
True.
Growth lifts us up. Pressure makes us down. True progress doesn't come with flawless performance, but it's come with 4 attempts and the courage we keep trying.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, imperfection is the only way we grow. We have seen how society and even ourselves chase the illusion of imperfection. Now, let's look at how different effects that its obsession with perfections has causing damage to our emotional well-being and relationship. The pressure of chasing perfection creates two major negative effects on our personal development. First, it's painful. Oh, not this one. It leads to self-doubt. I remember back in the days in my year one, I have a terrible GPA, just 2.8, and I start to question myself. Am I good enough to be a teacher? Do I really like history? You know that in these cases, one single flaw academic result can make us doubt everything. For many of us, one mistake can make us feel that we doesn't belong. We are not good enough. Secondly, perfectionism also isolates us. We are all busy pretending to be perfect, and we forget how to be connected. But the truth is, real connection doesn't come with perfection. Just a very real example. Is it more comfortable to say if your girlfriend or boyfriend love you not because how perfect you are, but because they see your flaw? Psychologist Carl Rogers call this unconditional positive regard, which means that the deep emotional safety we feel when we accept the judgment that allows us to create trust and intimacy in our relationship. Some people argue that aiming for perfections keeps our standard high, which is motivate us to improve and become the best of ourselves. But here's the problem. When being yourself doesn't mean never making mistakes. We can all make mistakes. You create a world when effort isn't enough and connection feels fake. High standard can be healthy, but not when they can ruin our relationship and our mental health. Now, we understand that how chasing perfection causes damage to our life. What can we actually do? If chasing perfection leads to anxiety and isolation, the only way and the only solution I can give is to embrace imperfection.
Yeah.
Recently, I watched a book that's called The Courage to be Disliked. I watched Chinese version, but you can watch English version. And there's a quote that's changed my mind. The book said, when I accept myself, I can change. Those words have changed me hard. Because I believe change can only happen if I fix all the mistakes before. But that's not how growth should be. We need to stop waiting for perfection to begin. Embracing perfection doesn't mean giving up, it means showing up. Even when we feel uncertain, even when we are not the smartest, even when we make mistakes, that's okay. We are still going, right? So what can we do? We can start by changing the way we think ourselves. Praising self-compassion instead of self-criticism, and surrounded by people that praise imperfection. I know some people may argue that embrace imperfection means lazy. But that's the truth. Accepting doesn't mean giving up. In fact, self-acceptance is the foundation that gives us courage to grow. So, to conclude, today we explore why obsession with perfection is a growing problem in our society, how it affects our confidence, and what can we do to change. So yes, I am still a planner. I'm still the one to book restaurant when I go on a date. I still do the Excel when I go travel, and I still do map out my 5 years career timeline. Sometimes, but I realize sometimes the fancy restaurant turned into a cozy bar. It can still be a memorable life to remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes the destiny change and doesn't follow the plan, but it surprisingly becomes the best part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yet, sometimes life doesn't go well. I lose my job opportunity, but I believe that, I think I'll say, when life closes the door, God will open a new door for you. And I believe. I'm not a perfect student, not a perfect speaker, not even a perfect planner, but that doesn't matter, because I'm learning, I'm growing. Because imperfection is the only path you grow, and maybe it's the perfect plan after all. Thank you.
I'm sure this has
This was
been
my
your
last speech.
best speech ever.
Thank you.
Asha, thank you so much.
I don't know if I'm ready to embrace my imperfections. Before.
Asha, that was so good. Like, seriously. This is the best you said, you know what? I'm going to wow her. I'm going to show